Hare Gange Mahadev Sri Shankara Parvati Pati Mahadev Sri Shankara.
Namaste, it's Sahara Rose, and welcome back to the Highest Self podcast, a place where we discuss what makes you your soul's highest evolvement. What a transitional moment in time. Every moment is, isn't it? But right now, for some reason, it feels like everyone is blossoming in their own ways. I think we have learned to find ourselves amidst the chaos and not let all of the noise of the outside world keep us from listening within and focusing on our unique dharmas, our soul's purposes, what we are here to transcend and change. And you know, I know for myself, definitely when coronavirus began, it was very much focused on checking the news obsessively, seeing what's happening. What are other people's perspectives? What do they think? What do they think? You know, what does Eckhart Tolle say about this? You know, because it was such an uncertain time. And I think what we have learned, if anything, this year is to reclaim our power, and that there's no one outside of us that knows better than what we know for ourselves. And I think that it took this year of so many things so deeply outside of our comfort zones to realize that we got this. Even if we're navigating in uncharted waters, we got this. And guess what? Everyone else is too. So even if someone, you know, maybe someone you look up to or has given you great advice in the past, it doesn't mean that they know better for you than what you know for yourself. So the invitation right now in this moment is to really tune into what feels exciting for you. Your curiosities right now are those breadcrumbs that are leading you towards your Dharma, your soul's purpose, the big reason why you are here. And when we notice that thing that we're kind of obsessed with right now, that thing that we're like, I really want to learn more about this. I want to Google about this. I want to read books on this. I want to listen to podcasts on this. I wish there were documentaries on this. I want to have conversations on this. I wish I could find a teacher on this. I want to get coached on this. I want to coach other people on this. That thing, that's an itch for you for a reason, because it is a sneak preview of what is next to come in your Dharma. So, you know, as Dharma is something that I speak about a lot, I have my book, Discover Your Dharma, coming out this January. It's available for pre-order now. Discover Your Dharma on Amazon or wherever you buy your books. The link is in the show notes as well. But what I really speak about in this book is that your Dharma is an expression. It's like your company's mission statement. So, you know, your Dharma could be to bring beauty to the world, or to raise the vibration of the planet through the divine feminine, or something else, connect people with nature, etc. But there are many different services that that company can have underneath their mission statement. So to bring beauty to this world, you may have worked several years as a hairstylist, and then you went into interior design, and then you went into graphic design, and then you went into, you know, something else. And you might be kicking yourself saying, oh my gosh, why do I keep changing my mind? I can't stick to one thing. I don't have a purpose. But actually your purpose was there underneath it all. You were always doing your Dharma. You were bringing beauty to the world, and that's what you are. And everything that you do is going to be related to that. And in my Dharma archetypes, the archetype that would be related to is the artist, the person who is here to bring beauty. So this moment is really the time to focus on what you are here to create. What vibration are you here to emit? Because the world around us will pull us in every which direction. And screams are a lot louder than smiles. You know, when someone is screaming, everyone around them can hear them. It's extremely confronting. You know, when you're walking down a street and you hear two people having a fight, that energy gets to you. Like, just being in the vibration of anger can really rub you the wrong way. You know, when you have an off encounter with someone and then like hours later, you're still kind of feeling a little bit off from it. Well, that's how heavy these emotions can be when someone's in this anguish, pain, fear. They project that to other people because it's so much for them to hold on their own. And I think that right now, a lot of people are going through that. Imagine not having tools. Imagine not having podcasts. Imagine not having meditation, dance, breath work, whatever it is that you're doing to bring you back to your true self. Well, if you don't have that, of course, you'll lose yourself in the noise because unfortunately, that's the way our society at this point is still set up. So it takes strength to detach yourself from it, to unhook yourself from the umbilical cord that is our toxic media and society, and to reconnect back into your own wisdom, your own womb, your own sense of self. So at this moment of time, though it feels like the most important thing you can do is to scroll through the news endlessly, I think intuitively a lot of us have realized that that's not actually what's going to create change. That actually it's doing the exact opposite of what we are wishing to do. And it is making us victims of the noise. It is making us so stuck because we're in this panic attack-like state, because truthfully, everywhere you look, there's going to be something bad that's happening because that's what we're only reporting on. You know, like I have a friend that was just in Portland, you know, my friend Rosie, who was just on the podcast a couple days ago. And I'm like, how is it in Portland? Are you okay? Like, are the protests crazy? What about the fires, the smoke? She was sending me pictures and it was beautiful. She's like, people are out on a run. I'm by the river. She's like, yeah, there's like a 3-block radius where there are, you know, protests happening and there are police atrocities and these things definitely happening. And it's not all of Portland the way that the media would make it seem. Like people are still like drinking their coffee, you know? So it just shows that when we only think the world is the way that our mainstream media or even social media reports it to be, then we have understanding of the world that's based off of the scream rather than the smiles. Because again, the smiles are not loud. When someone is just having a great day, they don't text everyone they know, oh my God, I'm just having a great day. It wasn't like, you know, maybe if it was like your wedding or something outstanding, you would text it. But if you're just having like a good, normal day, you're not telling everyone. It's sort of just like you keep it to yourself, right? But if you're having a horrible time, you will tell other people, you know, because you want support, because you want to share it with other people. So that's just happening on this global level. We think everyone is in this horrible pain and suffering when the truth is they're not. Some people are, but not everyone. There's never going to be a time that everyone is suffering, and there's never going to be a time that everyone is completely joyful. We live on a dualistic planet. So our media gets clicks, gets money, the more that we click. So if they're shouting things out that the world is falling apart, everyone's fighting, there's fires on the streets, our society is being torn apart, of course. Like, I don't even watch the mainstream news because just the clips of it I see on YouTube, it's entertainment. It's not the news. And I think the sad thing is that most people don't understand that. They don't understand that between 6 to 10 p.m., it's entertainment time. And the newscasters on this channel and that channel are here to keep you watching. So it's turned into WWE, you know, like the World Wrestling Association. I remember when I was a kid, my brother used to watch like The Rock and Hulk Hogan, all these like wrestlers. And I'm like, you realize that's fake. Like you realize that that's acting. Like every single part of what they're doing right now has been chosen before. The winner has been chosen before. The moves have been chosen. This has all been rehearsed. You realize that, right? He's like, no, that's not true. That's not true. Now he obviously has realized it. Like, guys, the Kardashians, that's not actually what's happening, guys. They didn't perfectly just happen to catch that all on film with like perfect hair and makeup. Like there is some planning of what is happening in the media, because if not, they're not going to get the most juicy stuff to keep you hooked at the edge of your seat. So we got to awaken to this, and we got to help other people who might be really sucked into it and think, oh my God, if I just know enough of what's happening on the news, then I'll somehow be aware enough for that to translate into positive change. Do you see the disconnect there? It's just you sitting in a vegetable-like state, soaking in. And instead of actually helping the very thing that you want to help, that's why you're watching, you're actually hindering yourself, because then you are just this paralyzed, overwhelmed, and deeply saddened person who's now not able to fully be there for their Dharma, for their family, for their friends, for humanity. So I think that most of you have realized this, and that's why you're listening to this podcast. But I think we all need that reminder, especially when we're having conversations with friends and family who just might not be on this path or might be on a different path. And to just remind yourself that the very interests that you have in this moment are guiding you to your next evolution. Listen to those nudges, because right now we are all really being soul assigned to unique ways how we are meant to uplift humanity. So I just posted a quote on my Instagram today. The path that you are contemplating next is the exact role you are meant to fulfill in the new paradigm. Your highest self, your fullest expression, your Dharma. So what is that path you are contemplating next? Is it to change your careers? Is it to move? Is it to apply for a job? Is it to start a business? Is it to leave a business? Is it to have kids? Is it to go live a different type of lifestyle? What path are you contemplating right now? Because that is part of the role you are meant to fulfill. For me, it has been I've been deeply fascinated by womb wisdom. So the womb that we all have energetically within us, whether you have a physical womb or not, we're actually all connected to this womb, which is the symbol of the divine feminine energy, our house of intuition, and this path of the feminine, which is much more focused on embodiment rather than information. And, I have been on this path and created rose gold goddesses, for a while now, but to dive even deeper into what this means for humanity, the art and the gift of connecting to your body, connecting to your sense of self for knowing. It's, our spiritual community is very focused on at large, meditation and the third eye and astral projection and this new age manifestation. And that's all great. But what I'm super fascinated by is the ancient, is the body, is the wisdom, is the womb, is the flesh, is the dance, is the sweat, being fully here on this human experience as the path, not trying to transcend it, not trying to disconnect yourself from it, but fully being here immersed in it and dancing through the experiences and emotions and contemplations rather than pushing them aside or trying to be in the state of complete nothingness, but rather being in the state of everything, of yes and. That's really what I'm excited about. And I have been studying different ways to bring that more into the healing work that I do and really stepping into my path more as a ceremonialist and priestess and modern day goddess in this work. So that is what I'm contemplating right now. Share with me on Instagram at I am Sahara Rose. What's the path you're contemplating right now? What is coming next for you? Do you want to be a health coach? Do you want to work on a farm? Do you want to have a second child? What is that for you? So know that your soul chose to be here for a reason. Though 2020 may feel like a really shitty year, it was actually the exact wake-up call that we needed and that we called in and that we knew was going to happen in our lifetime at exactly the time that it did happen. So know that you are prepared and that this is guiding you exactly where your soul was meant to be. Aho! If you'd like to dive in deeper, we have another goddess circle coming up this month in Rose Gold Goddesses, my sacred sisterhood collective, all about embodying the goddess within. Last month, we were working with Ichel, the goddess of the womb mysteries, yoni steaming, orgasmic breath, connecting to the divine feminine energy. This month, we are working with Gaia, connecting to the earth, grounding, different practices from breath work to journal prompts, rituals. We're also going to be doing a Samhain circle, which is the original Halloween, what Halloween is based off of, and connecting to our ancestors in this way. And as soon as you join, you have access to my Healing and Embodiment Through Dance course, my Discover Your Dharma 10-day audio course, my Awaken Your Powers masterclass with Shaman Durek, my Sex, Money, Magic 5-week program with Alexandra Roxo, and all 12 goddess circles, ebooks that we have done, all of the expert guests we have on every month from Highest Self podcast, from, all of your favorite guests that have been here are in Rose Gold Goddesses doing Zoom calls, teaching their work, leading rituals and practices individually, with the Rose Gold Goddesses and giving them that extra oomph into this beautiful path of healing and self-knowledge and reflection. And we also have an opportunity every month for you to share your magic with the community in a member-led workshop. So if this is calling your name, I invite you to join us in Rose Gold Goddesses. That is rosegoldgoddesses.com, goddesses plural. The link is in the show notes, and I'm so excited to meet you inside. If you loved this episode, I would love to send you a free gift, which is the first half of my unreleased book, Eat Right for Your Mind Body Type. This is a different book than Eat Feel Fresh, my first book ever, which is not released anywhere, and I am gifting it exclusively to those who leave a review of my podcast in the iTunes store. So all you got to do is head over to iTunes, where you may be listening to this podcast, and leave a review. Take a screenshot that you've left it and email it over to me at Sahara@eatfeelfresh.com. Again, that's Sahara, Sahara, at eatfeelfresh.com. And I will send you back the first half of my unreleased book, Eat Right for Your Mind Body Type, which goes all into Ayurveda, doshas, plant-based nutrition, body types, all of the things in a really fun and engaging way. So this is my gift to you for free for supporting the podcast. Every single review I personally read. It really helps the podcast be listened to by more people so we can raise the vibration of the planet together. And I am so grateful to have you on this journey. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. Namaste.